My dog dies on that show, and I'm crying in front of everybody, and it's real tears because I'm really what I was thinking about was my favorite cat ever on the double yellow line had gotten out of my apartment in LA, and what would I be like right on my knees right over that animal? And it would be that. And there's a little part of you that's still driving because you're not insane, going, isn't this fucking great? This is work, this is humming along. We are fucking crying and we mean it, and it hurts and good.
Back to One with Peter Rinaldi.
Robert Longstreet is an actor. He sat down with me on the Upper West Side of Manhattan to talk about the work.
Do you have a typical way that you like to begin your preparation process when you get a new character?
I do. I can be really, I'm always scared to death. It's 101 for me every time. That's why it's lovely when you're busy. When I'm not busy, I get doubly scared. But I never know how the fuck I got into a character. And I do some extreme chameleon kind of characters that are different from me, and I don't know how the fuck I ever got in them. So something that I do with my fear is I divorce myself from the process in the beginning. I'll read it and I'll say, how would I coach a best friend how to do this?
Yes.
And that way I'm not as stupid.
That's
and I'll pick
so
up on
cool.
all the things that I'm scared of that I'll gliss over.
Yes.
And I have to read the script 5 times to understand it. I don't know if it's my dyslexia or if it's panic, but I get incredibly dumb when it's me. And if I pretend I'm explaining it to somebody else, I can make sense of it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I was at a memorial service once, and that was the first time I heard something like that, where he was a teacher of singers, and a student said she was scared about something, and he said, well, how would somebody do this that wasn't scared?
Nice.
And completely divorced her, like you're saying.
That's very therapeutic. That
Yeah.
sounds like a therapist question.
Yeah, but it's basically what you're talking about, because what you do is you figure out, how would I tell somebody else?
Right, my own psychodrama.
How would you coach somebody else how to do this?
Right.
It's kind of the same thing. It's like you are suddenly being this person outside of the fear.
Yeah.
And saying how you would do it.
Yeah. That's why it took me so long to come to that.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. So what was it like before? You just laid in the fear?
Yeah, I just laid in the fear and was really dumb. And I still do it now, where I'll kind of, I'm open. Like I actually love if I get there and I do a first take and the director's like, we're going to throw all of that out. Or that's lovely, but how about try this 180 on it? That used to scare me to death. Now I love it. I'm ready, because it's all a high dive for me anyway. You hope that the magic happens and you get lost. There is some kind of trance that I go into, and I don't always. Sometimes I'm driving the machine really hard. I'm a little guy in there running my whole body. But sometimes, a lot of the times, I get lost, and I pray for it. I don't mind sounding metaphysical and kind of religious about this stuff sometimes, because there is a magic to it. You can sound like a twat talking about acting that way. But I really don't care anymore. You know, because there is something magic about it.
I believe that.
And it's close magic. You know?
What does that mean?
It means like close magic, or I don't really know.
Sleight of hand stuff.
Sleight of hand stuff that goes on right in front of your eyes. And a close up to me is close magic too. Like that. Anytime, I do think actors are magicians, because it's all an illusion. And it's fantastic. I think it's important, but I struggle with saying that. You know, in some ways it's not, but it can be so much more than entertainment. But I do think it's profound. It can change lives. It can change people's minds.
That's what I say.
And I disappeared into it when I was a teenager, a young kid, 10 years old to a teenager, and found great refuge in learning about the human experience from it.
So what were you doing? So are you talking about like in theater in school work? Or were you
even before that, my parents loved movies. And my mom used to take me to a lot of movies. She took me to Harold and Maude first run. My dad took me to The Exorcist first run. I was 11 years old. And now I have this little part in it. So that's like the arc of life. Like I loved horror when I was a little kid. I loved monster models and the really creepy like comic book things. And somehow I didn't chase it, but it came to me. And I've been in the Halloween franchise. I'm in the sequel to The Shining, Dr. Sleep. Now I'm in The Exorcist.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of, and then Mike Flanagan, all the Mike Flanagan TV shows I've done are high horror, big budget horror stuff.
What do you account for that? Why is that your sweet spot?
I don't know. I mean, I loved the intensity of it. You can always, I think there's in some ways like Emmys and things, people like that, they cast aspersions on horror.
Yeah.
But it's actually a grander thing than that.
Yeah.
Like where else are the stakes that high?
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Yep.
And to bring and outlandish concepts that you have to ground in such a reality.
Yeah.
Like I do still think I'm big in those things. I was always big. Like I lost bad habits in acting school. Uta Hagen beat it out of me. So did the American Academy and Jeffrey Tambor. Like the best thing, the American Academy I fucking hated, but I did need to be smacked down a little bit. I just wanted to play the heights of things. You know, I did King Henry's monologue where he's denouncing his sons from Lion and Winter. And I just loved the screaming and the anger of it, but I had no subtlety. Like that took me forever. I didn't want to do that. If it was a scene where people were sitting down talking about the pancakes in front of them, I would fucking panic. I was like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
And now, and with Mike, I've done such huge high stakes things, but it's grounded. So it's a meeting of the two. But Uta Hagen, like one of the greatest things, she had these incredible exercises like where you'd go in and it was called a lost object. And you'd have to look for something, and it would have to be like 5 minutes long, and you couldn't find it till the end. And that was great for me.
What did that do?
That was how to not anticipate.
Oh, yes.
And how you can bury the lead like that in the scene.
Yes.
And another one I remember, it was a huge thing where I was supposed to walk in to an apartment that had been robbed. It was some Neil Simon thing. I can't remember the name of it. And she stopped. She would do a thing that terrified me because I wasn't used to it. Stop you in the first minute and you go like, oh no, or the first second. Because you don't have, her thing was if you don't have the first beat, you can't keep going. And she was so right, but it was just fucking eviscerating and humiliating. I'm gonna stop. Oh no, like I've been working on this forever. But she said, you anticipated the apartment being a wreck.
She saw it on your face.
And she saw it on my, and she said, here's what you have to do, Robert. You close your eyes before you come on. You picture that apartment, the most pristine, the cleanest it's ever been. And then you come in and you see this and you'll respond. And that was a revelation to me, things like that.
And it seems so simple too, right?
It does. Well, some of this stuff is really simple and you overcomplicate it in your head.
Yep.
I mean, I do, to the point where I play games like, I don't understand, I'm sorry, I don't understand this. And it's like, I fully am capable of understanding it.
When you got out of that training, did you feel like you were ready to make this a career, or was it something?
You know what? I knew I had the skills. I knew I could do it. Intimidation has always been a huge thing for me. That can grind me down to nothing, and I have to watch it now. I was thinking that this morning with the friends that I have a teeny part in The Exorcist, and I'm scared to death of it because the smaller, the scarier they are to me. You have to bring everything to them.
What does that mean? Why? Because you only have a certain low amount of time? Is that what it is?
No, it's I don't have monologues or dialogue or other scenes with people to let me know who I am and how I do. I've just this one shot at it, so I have to make up a ton of stuff about this guy. It's not there. You know, and more is there than you think, but they scare me because it's not It's not a fully fleshed out character.
I see.
You have to really bring it and fill
Yes.
those moments, because otherwise someone with 2 lines could be a speed bump that takes the movie 5
That's
minutes
right.
to recover from.
That's so true.
And you don't want to be that guy.
So
Yeah.
what would you do if you had very limited time and you were thrown into something like that? You're sounding like you need all that time to fill in all this stuff. What do you do?
You can do it. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
great thing of like going back to how actors get way into their own heads. If you tell a little kid, let's play cops and robbers right now, while you're explaining the rules of the game, they've already got their hands up and they're arresting you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And where they don't go, oh, my character wouldn't do that. or what am I can't
That's
do
so
that
true.
in this striped shirt. I can't be a cop. Nobody's going to buy me.
Yeah.
They just do it.
Yeah.
So sometimes not having to think about it, you just flesh it in, and in that great way, there are little tricks I'm just a guy who's tired. I'm just a guy who's hungry. I'm just a guy who has a headache. You know, I like, that guy's going to say something triggering to me.
Yeah.
In this one line or whatever it is.
So this begs the question then, when you do survive something like that, when you realize, actually, I don't need all that stuff, I was able to do it.
Right.
Why doesn't that change you to be like, maybe I don't need to fill all this in?
I wish it did. You know what it is? God, it's the good little boy syndrome.
Yeah.
It's like, I've done my homework
Yes.
thing that you're afraid to say, but sometimes it's as easy as, I like my fucking hat that I'm wearing. I'm off to the races. These things are, it's sort of like when you're young, you train to be a gentleman for the days when you're not.
Yeah.
And all the stuff in acting class and things like that are like, like creative hiding, which I love, which is like, you don't have to do eye contact with someone forever. You can be picking a part of your shirt or something. Techniques just to get you back in and get you off of yourself. It's only I don't know. It's so like, I even feel like I have friends who prepare so much and do dream work and go to this place and sleep out under the stars or something if they're playing like a Jeremiah Johnson thing. The truth is, you don't have to. You don't have to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can, if you're a talented actor, you can be that kid and you can go in and play. It's great to have those, because if you're scared, you need something to ground you.
Right.
If somebody throws you off on the day, you need something to ground you. But it doesn't. You can overkill it, and then you also have the desire to show the work. If you overkill it,
right.
You know,
right.
it's better to hide all that stuff.
Right. Showing your homework, like, I did it.
Right.
I did it.
But sometimes when I just understand a role and I don't do that much and I go in, sometimes it's the best thing.
Yeah.
Some of the best work I ever do. But I'm ashamed to admit that it was so fucking easy. And I guess we also want the accolade of like, that's blood and sweat and tears out there, God damn it. You know, and it's not, maybe not necessarily.
Right.
In the moment, sure.
You're right.
But you didn't slave over that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Were there things that you were obsessed about early on? Like, for instance, right when you got out of that training, that you realized now was just absolutely nothing to obsess about? Was there something you had to get over?
I think only in the general sense of, you don't have to have a technique. And there's a couple great ones out there. I mean, I guess Uta Hagen was all Stanislavski, which I loved, but there were other people that were doing, Meisner and all these other things that were fantastic too. It's how you get to it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have it though.
Yeah.
You really don't. And in the end, when you learn all that stuff, I think some of it's in your bag of tricks, but I would say that I don't know that I have one, because every character is totally different. And they don't always help me get into it. They don't. A switch gets flicked, and it's not necessarily any technique or anything I learned. Like, I also think you need a paper script. In this day of computers and
Yeah.
iPads and stuff like that, I think it's dangerous just to keep it there.
Yeah.
It's really good to have it tactile,
Yeah.
and you can have it anywhere you want,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
And also, like, what I'd love to write down is for certain moments to make it really specific and personal to me. And it's great if they're really hot, even if they're small moments in the thing. It's like, oh, this is like when I, and that can be a whole different thing. Like there were
Yes.
traumatic things in my childhood, like I can even say this now because I don't think I've used it so much, that somebody brought me a baby seagull from an island. And I fed it and I had it in my house, and then a friend of my dad's was over and he said, that's got to go back. That's got to go back to the island. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. And I followed it because my dad was like, I think they'd work together. And he was like, don't you be rude to Mr. Goddamn blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. And so we went to the island, but it took a long time to get out there. The sea was really rough and it was dark. And I had to leave this seagull that had imprinted on me in the dark, calling for me. And I don't know if they taught it how to survive or whether it starved to death or like, and I've used that as neglect and shame. And I even made up once, this was totally untrue and probably twice as awful, but I made up a story that I had a dog in New York and I moved away and never went back, and that it must have starved to death. Then I was like, that's the kind of piece of shit this character is, you know? And I would do, like if I'm ever mean in a movie to somebody, my inner dialogue is 50 times meaner than what I say to other people. Because I have a feeling that's where it comes from.
That's interesting. But do you ever have ramifications from like psychically from that kind of stuff that you're doing to yourself?
I can. There was a show called Midnight Mass that Mike Flanagan did, where I played the town drunk and someone poisoned my dog, and I crippled a girl by firing at night. That I gained 40 pounds during the pandemic. We did the table read, then we shut down for 4 months or 5 months, and then went back up to Canada later, and I was like, oh, the show's dead, but it didn't, it came back. And I drove up because I was afraid to fly, but I had grown this huge beard out. I had gotten so fat, and I had gotten up to drink, like I quit drinking. It's almost 2 years that I haven't drank, but I was up to like a half a gallon a day of vodka.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that psychically, I was saying I ate McDonald's every fucking day. I was really unhealthy and disgusting for that part because and my inner dialogue was so savage to myself. And I didn't let the maids come into my place for 2 months in the hotel that I was in. And I was like, this is what you fucking deserve because you're nothing. And that, even though I had lovely friends and lovely camaraderie and lots of hugs, and I was wounded from that. And driving home from Canada when that was over, I was worried about myself psychologically because I bawled the whole way home. Yeah.
Do you think you think you're recovered from that now?
I am.
Yeah.
I am, and I'm surprised I didn't get the note about drinking while I was doing that guy, because I was playing the repercussions. But they don't it's funny, it was the negative self-talk and it was the abuse. I mean, it could have been as easy as like the chemical changes I did just from eating McDonald's every day and partying like that was just awful. But the self-talk was, I used to think it was crazy when people said they brought characters home. I thought that was like another thing that actors love to say because it sounded important, but it can happen to you. It can switch you a little bit.
Now the question has to be this. Do you think, because that performance is celebrated.
Yes. Oh, have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
People love that.
They do.
Could it have been done just as well if you didn't do all of that?
Yes, probably. Yes. Yeah.
I didn't expect that answer to come so quick.
Because I have to admit that. I don't think you have to beat yourself to death to get this done. It's one way at it, but I don't think it's the healthiest way. Because I love what, like Daniel Day-Lewis and stuff like that, like that process, which I think he can be apologetic for and should not be. Everybody can, as long as your process doesn't fuck with the other actors, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you have to have a monkey on your shoulder the whole time that's trying to bite me.
Exactly.
You know?
And we shouldn't have any judgments about how anybody does it unless it interferes with somebody else.
However you get to it, but I think it can be, I love the thing that Jack Lemmon said to Sissy Spacek on, it was a Costa Garvis movie, like I think it's called Missing.
Yeah.
And he said to her, she was just staying in it all day. And he was like, be nicer to yourself. You've done the work.
Yeah.
Do it 60 seconds before they roll.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Yeah.
You've already done it.
Yeah.
You don't have, the rest is really wasted energy. That's like heat up the chimney.
Yes.
You know?
But here's
So
a
I think you can be
thing.
nice to yourself and fuck with yourself so hard. The 60 seconds before rolling, you piece of fucking shit, you know? And then go for it there.
But Robert, if I asked you to name the top 40 actors, Jack Lemmon's not going to be on the top 40. Maybe it's not true. Maybe if Lemmon actually took a little bit of what she was doing, he would be in the top 40.
I love this devil's advocate. I'm forever I mean, this is grist for so many things. It exists like, it's funny. They do augur and balance the same. Because I would also contend that this shit has to cost you.
Yes.
And it has to take a pound of flesh. And it absolutely does. And I've never figured out a way to make it. I mean, I'm saying it should be easy, and I do believe that thing.
Yes.
But I do always get nasty.
Yeah.
And I bleed for it.
And there must be a reason why you keep thinking you have to, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt yourself.
I don't. Do you know what it is? It's, I don't want to shortchange the human that I'm playing. I really got that. Almost makes me want to cry when I said that. I want to give those people everything they deserve, and they deserve so much, especially if they're struggling. And people can identify with that, and people can get better from that. I mean, I've had people come up to me in tears talking about that show.
Wow.
And that they quit drinking after that.
Wow.
And that's profound to me.
Yes. That's huge.
So great pain, you owe it. You do. You do. So I don't know. I'm kind of full of shit about this. But I love not necessarily knowing all the time what it takes. But it does take a pound of flesh, and it does have to hurt, and it's sorry.
Yeah.
That's what you did. And some people find that out. They're like, oh, that's acting? Well, fuck it. Because I'm going to have a happy life.
If I got to do that, then hell with it. Yeah.
But then there are also, I think about some of the worst things on that, when I was thinking, when my dog dies on that show, and I'm crying in front of everybody, and it's real tears, because I'm really what I was thinking about was my favorite cat ever on the double yellow line had gotten out of my apartment in LA, and what would I be like right on my knees right over that animal? And it would be that. And there's a little part of you that's still driving, because you're not insane, going, isn't this fucking great? This is humming along. We are fucking crying, and we mean it, and it hurts and good.
Yeah.
There is that.
I think tell me if I'm wrong, and it feels like you have the right approach. You have to kind of laugh about it all.
You do.
Later, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's...
Yeah.
I mean, if you really dwell on the pound of flesh that you left,
right,
that's going to be hard.
Right. And it's over dramatic.
Yeah.
It hurts, but it doesn't kill you.
Right. Right, and whatever it grows back, whatever
it definitely does. You are a starfish for sure as an actor. You go like, okay, one arm off to get into this thing, but it's growing back. The minute I get in the car, I mean, it starts to grow back at night. We cut it off again in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's not. Yeah, it is not permanent scars. Yeah, it's not.
When were you getting an idea of what kind of approach from a director was working best for you?
I think I always blame myself. I think if a director, you were talking about like the directors that like will come up and just give you a fucking 6-page litany of like a direction. They're like, right? Did you understand it? I'm like, no. You lost me at like word 3,000. I don't know what the fuck. Like I feel like I'm peeing in my pants right now.
Yeah.
So I always thought it was my fault if they came up and said something that wasn't helpful at all.
You put it on you. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I did a lot of people's first features, which are great. Like sometimes they're just a duck to water and they know how to talk to actors, and they do. But it's so funny you were talking about it, that the number of directors who don't know how to talk to actors, and the fact that it's not considered a fucking sin beyond measure.
Right.
Because what are you left with?
I know.
At the end, there is a lot of things in production, and the actors are a piece of it. Yeah. But when you're done, you've got the cinematography and the fucking acting, and you better know how to get somebody somewhere. It wasn't till I worked with people that were really great about it and really succinct that I realized that what I needed was so tiny. It was like, maybe a little faster, maybe a little slower. I think you make a meal out of that thing. I think you lean a little heavier into it this time. Mike even said a great thing to me once that was just physicality. He was like, I love what you did. Do exactly that again. It's fucking heartbreaking. But when you step off that last step, I think you hit that leg, you hit it hard. And I was like, oh, that's so fucking good. Thank you.
Even specificity like that
is just lovely. Yeah. I love it. And I've also had directors who like to have actors nervous or off their pins a little bit. And I'm like, fuck you for that. Like I've trained, I've done it. Like I don't need you to beat me up to get there. I can get there. I need you to be a supportive fan of mine. Right. And that way, like I look at it very paternal if they're men, very maternal if they're women directors. I surrender to it, but I want you to be careful with me because I'm coming so fucking vulnerable. Right. And if you knock me down, I'm going to close up. Right. And it's not going to be good. I don't want to exist in a vacuum, and I don't like the idea of like director-proof acting and stuff like that. I don't. I want it to be wholly collaborative, but I want to know that I can fucking do it better than I even know, and I will jump off any cliff for you. Yeah. If I'm safe.
If they just knew that part right there.
Right.
That'd be enough almost.
Right. I have friends who say that. They're like, there should be a manual, but there isn't. Yeah.
I mean, just that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nothing else. But you can't even get that right yet.
That's all you have to. I think somebody, was it Altman who said that, or someone great like that they just need a fan. They just need a fan.
Yeah.
Just a supportive. It's very parental for me.
Yes.
Because
seems like
I walk through the world as kind of a cynic, but I drop all of that when I'm on a set or when I'm doing a character and I'm really vulnerable and I'm in your hands. So just be careful with me. Yeah. Because I've done movies that you talk about like more than a character lingering, a damaging experience can last for a long time and can really fuck you up.
Yes.
And a friend of mine said a great thing. She said, I hear that and you're right. Don't let it harden you. And I was like, oh God, that's such good advice.
Yeah, but it's hard, right? Because it's happening in a time when you're opening up your chest.
Yeah.
The heart is right there beating, And,
it is.
And so it's not like a normal job where you got a bad boss right?
No,
Like,
it's
people
not.
don't get this.
No, it's not. It's a lot like when you were just saying that, I was thinking about love affairs. Like, you could be with somebody for 9 years, you break up and it's kind of okay, amicable, and then you date somebody for 4 months and it's really hot and heavy love, and that falls apart. And being willing to love again, it was tenfold more damaging, you know? So it's that brief one that skewered you rather than the one that could have. Projects can be like that too. Be like, God damn, I went in for that little part and my confidence is destroyed from this movie. Yeah, I don't forgive that now. That makes me really mad. And I think I would quit if I smelled it coming again. It's so damaging to me.
Do you think actors should do that? Do you think actors should speak up or quit? Or at this point,
I do. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Fuck you.
Be
Talking
nice
to me
if
like
that
way in
happened.
front of other people.
Yeah.
And talking to me that way when I'm trying to give you, like, listen to me right now. I'm gonna have to use that. It just makes me so mad.
Yeah.
It's such, it's almost like child abuse, because it's the innocence that you're destroying.
Yes.
Is like,
Yeah.
it's not good. It should be held in reverence when people open their heart to you.
And it's counterproductive to what they're trying to do.
That's
where it makes no sense.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's a manipulative thing where they just feel like they have to fuck with all of it. And that an actor can't be confident and do the kind of weird thing that they want. It's like, there's other ways to get to that.
Yeah.
And I can make myself very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm safe with you.
Right.
And that's when I can really do it. Not that you've done some game because I felt like an asshole all day.
And look, let's be fair. Maybe that kind of shit would work with a complete non-actor who is completely untrained.
Right.
And you pull off the street or something and you need a moment from them, right?
Right.
Maybe that bullshit can work with that. Or that's the only time where I could see like why it makes sense that you need to do that. Not with a trained person who does this.
And even with the novice, it would be much better if all the manipulations were kind.
Right.
You know, that we're producing that thing, not like the old things like movies from the 30s where they'd come up to a kid and go like, by the way, your dog just got hit by a car. Okay, roll. But like, that's so fucking awful. And mean.
I know.
But Werner Herzog says he makes no distinction between utter novices and professionals, lifelong professionals. There's just good and bad acting. You know, and I love that.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can be acting with someone who isn't, you know, like a died and true pro, and they're alive in a way that you're jealous of.
Yeah, sure.
You know, like being around a bunch of non-actors, being in scenes with them, I love that.
Yeah.
Because that's like,
Brings
I need to meet them at they don't need to rise to my level. I need to go to their level.
Right.
Yeah.
What about these people that keep having you come back? Like you mentioned Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan, oh
like
my
Todd
God.
Rohal.
Yeah, Todd.
What is it about? Is it that you guys have a good working relationship? Is it they just get you more than other people get you, or what is it?
They get me. They're bigger fans of mine than I am of myself.
Yeah.
They know that I can do things that I don't know that I can do.
Yeah.
Which is a gift if people come into your life like that.
Yes.
You pray to be seen. I mean, I remember the end of Oprah Winfrey's show. She said, what everybody has in common, all the humans that I've ever interviewed, is, do you see me? Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. And that makes me want to cry too, because that's the scream from everybody.
Yes.
Yet they see me, and they see me better than I see myself. And that faith makes me rise to the occasions that I didn't know I could.
Yes.
Like Mike Flanagan, The Exorcist now that I'm doing with him, I think is our 6th in a row. And directors will say that, and whether they mean it or not, like, we'll be working again. You're like, yeah, bullshit. Still, like, I know you mean it right now, but it's not going to happen. But it does with him. And that I did, I got Honey Hill House, and I have like a 5-minute monologue in that zooms in slow. And I did it in the audition. And at 5 a.m. the next morning, I was flying to Atlanta to shoot that show. Wow. And he come running up to me. He's like, I wish I could just cut that right into the show. And I was like, where have you been all my life? Jesus Christ. And plus sometimes it'll take me a month to memorize a part. That was a 5-minute monologue. I memorized it overnight.
So wait,
the writing is so good.
What do you think is the real reason the writing, because it's not just good writing, right? It's something about the writing that makes it easy to memorize. I mean, I guess does it just match your cadence or something?
It just made sense. It's all, I mean, in some ways you could say the whole fucking thing is exposition, but it's a ghost story. And yeah, it just all connected. It was really easy for me eventually I worked on it for a month, and I had visuals for every single word, and I knew exactly where I was at. And it was about dead babies. So I had gotten a girl pregnant in the 80s, and we had an abortion, and I was like, that is the child that's talking to me. And that ripped me to pieces.
I bet.
Like, in a way that I had never experienced that. Like, it wasn't grief. It was just like, it was the right thing to do. We weren't in the right place. And that's the way the decision was. Yeah. And then when I went back to it to tweak it for this, I grieved that death.
Yeah.
I was like, God, that was like, I was so fucking glib. That was my child. So there were amazing things, but it was just the writing, the story connected so seamlessly, and it was so beautiful. It was talking about like, I'm talking about Annabeth Gish running through the forest at night and scratched her face to ribbons on the branches. Like, it's just so illustrative. Yeah.
But you're making a good case here for method in a way. I mean, because you pull stuff from your life.
I do.
And and to get to an emotional place. But it has to, you have to adjust it for what you need.
It's like, that's like when I say I'm so sorry to Lisa in Midnight Mass when she comes to confess. I thought about, what's the worst thing I ever did to anybody? And I don't want to say it, but I was using that when I said, I'm so sorry, and that had to be real, and that had to be, those things, I think you're woe to fake those. Yeah. I think those have to be from you.
Yeah.
They're so big.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it goes so deep.
It does, and it's kind of an exorcism.
Yeah.
Like, I love that I grieved an abortion that was 40 years old, that I had never grieved in the moment.
There's an example of it probably helped you to do that.
Right.
As opposed to the other thing that maybe it took a while to get over.
Right.
This actually helped you.
Yes. Yes.
Isn't it great that this job you can use so many things from
it is. It's kind of incredible. So so do I have a technique? See, it's like, I don't fucking know. And I guess you don't have to.
Right.
I shouldn't make declarative statements about any of this. I should say, I don't know, and I pull and I glean from all different places. Yeah.
That's it. But what about when you have to play an old woman?
God.
Fuck My Son.
Fuck My Son.
Wait, when you got the script and it said, Fuck My Son.
Oh, I know Todd, I know his sensibilities, and he was like, this thing is pornographic, it's X-rated, am I out of my mind? I was like, no, this is a genius stroke. This aberrant comic that is just so unacceptable. But I was like, yeah, I'm game. I support you 100%. Of course I'll do it. Thinking there was no fucking way it would ever get made. And then when he raised the money a year later and called me, I was like, oh no. Oh God. I was like, yeah, congratulations. Okay, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Bye. And I was like, fuck me. I do not want to do this. Like, not even in the littlest inkling do I want to do this fucking part. And my God. And I struggled through the whole thing.
You did? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Thought I was screwing up, and he was trying to be nice about it. But he in that situation, he liked that I was a little off my pins. And it came out good, so sometimes it's forgiven, but it really knocked me for a loop.
Interesting. So you couldn't even lean into the absurdity of it.
No, I hated doing the whole thing. And you look at it now and it's funny and it's connected. I didn't think there was any connected moments. I thought I was just a big fucking cartoon phony through the whole thing. And it is cartoonish.
Yeah.
But believe me, and I think I'm scary in that thing, and I'm a fucking 80-year-old woman. And the guy, and it's just so bizarre, and it's really unacceptable. I mean, that movie is repulsive in the extreme.
But maybe, don't you think that maybe because you struggled, that's why it's so good? I mean,
I do, and I fucking hate to say that, and I'm mad at him for how off my pins I felt.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it cast a spell. And maybe I keep like, there's a baby part of me that goes like, yeah, but it was a cartoon thing and it could have been so much fun and we all should have been laughing. And it's like, not necessarily. That's exactly right.
Right?
That's exactly. It would have been indulgent. Oh, if the actor's having too good a time, you're dead.
Yep.
You are done.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's solipsistic, it's indulgent, it's a waste of time. It's just like, why are you fucking coming in all of our faces right now?
Yep, either everyone's gonna have fun on the set or we're gonna have fun in the theater.
Right.
Right,
exactly. But
either or.
Comedy, it's the cliche.
Yeah.
It's like comedy isn't necessarily very fun to do. It's very scary because it's hard to get right.
Right.
And the lightest atmospheres I've ever been on have been the heaviest dramas in horror that I've been in, where people are loose. Comedy, I see everybody struggling with it.
Yeah.
Like, because it's somehow it's 10 times more humiliating to miss a joke than like generic bad acting.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
To aim to be funny and not be is a crime.
That's so true. That's so true.
And it's really delicate. It's musical.
So you must have been shocked when Fuck My Son is basically a hit out there. It's like a cult.
Oh my God, I was so relieved.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, Todd and I had a really difficult time on that, didn't speak for a year.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah, and then he sent me a clip, and I love him to death.
Wow, yeah.
But we had a horrible time together on that thing.
Wow.
But, and all's forgiven now because it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie fucked me up for a year.
Wow.
And now I can take it. Wow. We showed it in Ojai, and Peter Farrelly just wound up just walking into the theater, went and saw it with his wife, and they loved it, and then he ran the Q&A for us. So it was just like, that was so generous.
Yeah.
And then I had buddies who I really admire who went and saw it and was like, no, you did your work, Robert. There's something going on in there. And it made me so happy.
Yeah.
And I think good friends are really important for actors. I was thinking about that this morning. I've talked to a couple people and called them and said I was scared of just this little part and just how lovely they were.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's like they know all you need to hear is like, they're lucky to have you, you're a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
And, which is like, I think it's, as an artist, I think you need to watch the people around you.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And maybe do a little spring cleaning once in a while.
Yes.
Is this person consistently not that happy for you?
Right.
Are they a little jealous?
Right.
Is somebody getting in your way? Is there a little bit of sabotage going on? Fucking cut them out. They're bad.
Yes.
Even if it's family.
Yes.
I'm realizing.
Yes. You could be cordial to them at Thanksgiving.
Well, it's just because you've known someone your whole life doesn't mean you have to know them forever.
That's right.
You do not.
Right. That's right.
Same with friends. Like, I've cut some people out that, you know, from prep school, stuff like that. And it was just like, that gets into the, like, you do give them a mulligan like you give to family, you know, when you shouldn't.
Yep.
It's like, I want your best communication and your most thoughtful communication, or fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's, those people can be eviscerating, and you need, this stuff is hard. You
I
need
was
all
just
the
gonna
love
say,
you can get.
It's not just like, what you're saying is good advice for everybody, but it's particularly good advice for the actor, because your instrument is yourself, is your psyche, is your inner self, your inner empathy. Like, all this needs to be
right.
It needs to be cherished and supported, and so it's even more important what you're saying.
You're so
for the actor.
You're exactly right. And especially like the word empathy, that it's all based on empathy, being empaths for different lives. And that's why, how can actors be mean?
Yeah.
How can people be mean on a set?
I know.
Why?
I know.
It's such rarefied air. First off, you're so fucking lucky.
That's right.
You're 2% of the world.
Yeah.
If you make any money at this at all.
Yeah.
So, my God,
Yes. Exactly.
People are paying you to be a kid, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, I guess they they don't appreciate where they are. They get entitled.
Yes.
Right? I guess it's that.
Yeah. And I've gotten dicky, I think. There was one point where I was doing like 2 TV series at once and stuff like that, but and wasn't talking very nicely to my agents and stuff, and I had to get a grip and apologize for that.
But at least you did, right?
I did.
You caught yourself.
And that was, I did catch myself, and that was just a lot of frustration about self-tapes, which I won't fucking do anymore.
Yeah.
I'll do a Zoom with a casting director. That way I know somebody's seen the fucking thing.
Yeah, interesting.
And I'm not just in the
You'd
trash.
rather do a Zoom than
With
a
a
self-tape.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Because I know they see it. And
At least they're watching.
and there's feedback.
Yeah.
You do these things, the awful thing about them is, to be any good, you have to fucking want it.
Yeah.
So to throw that out, get no feedback, no response, nothing. It's just like, it just dies a silent death out in the ether. And to have that be the standard, the acceptable standard, I think
so
is
true.
cruel as shit.
Yeah.
And I want to do it with the casting director, because then they'll be like, I always do way too much in an audition. I go back to being like a teenager doing my impression of like Peter O'Toole and just screaming through the whole thing, because that's what feels great. And that's what I wanted acting to be, and they'll be like, and I can do the thing where I can say, I'm a terrible fucking auditioner. So what would you say to me? And they say like, less is more, Robert. Go for that. And I love the adjustment, and it's always that.
And
it's
when you're so big in an initial one, then you could really show an adjustment on the second one.
You can really come down. It's like, all right, take a breath and be real. Because a lot of times you can do that. You can plan on what you're going to do. Like, this is analogous to that. Like, it always happens to be the night before I'm working, where I've figured out the plan, and then I look at it the night before, and the stress of it being that alive, I'm like, fuck no, that's going to suck. That's the musical version of it. That's hitting all the notes, but nobody's going to cry at that song. So what is it really, you dilettante motherfucker? Like, and I'm nicer to myself than that, but like, what is it really? Like, that's okay. Right. And that's in the park, and that'll go by, but that's not exceptional.
Right.
You could really go exceptional. What is it? What is it really? It's the one that hurts. It's the one that's, and it is. It's the one that fucking hurts.
And are there any genres that you haven't worked in?
Yes.
That you wish
I want a Western so bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ripe for it. I've got the voice for a Western.
You sure do.
For sure.
And is that just because you like Westerns, or like you're saying you feel like you can fit in it?
I love Westerns. I don't know if I could fit in it. Again, that would be an insecurity thing. I would go like, do I deserve to be in am I butch enough to be in a fucking Western? Like, I don't know.
It sounds like it's going back to like just a sense of play for you.
Yeah, I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like a childlike thing.
I love that. Jesse Plemons will say that too. He'll be like, don't forget, be a kid. Have fun, be a kid. Don't we can do all the, like, I love talking about acting with him because he's so fucking brilliant that I'm always like, what do you do? What were you doing in that? What were you doing? And it's usually deceptively simple.
Yeah.
But he does so much. He's one of those people that like, he and like people like him and Ben Foster, and like, they do so much research. They make you feel like an infant and a miscreant and like a ne'er-do-well. Yeah. But I love that that's a flummoxing question, because it should be. Because the answer is, the real answer is sometimes you have to, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and so you just figure out.
Depends on you, what you need. Even if it's a matter of you needing to feel like you did homework, and that changes the way you feel.
Right.
And that helps your role.
Right.
It could be just that.
It's enough to not be scared to death. Like, know your lines really well, so you're not, because you'll flip out on that.
Yes.
Going up on lines on a movie, nobody will know but you'll feel ungrounded.
Yes.
And have some choice. Come there with something and load it up, so you're not just dry and you're not standing. Like, to me, like, to get there with nothing planned and nothing thought of is really just standing in an abyss, and you can fall and you can falter and you can not know what to do with your hands, and like you can go back to 101 and really tank it.
Right.
Yeah. And you've got to have something, but throw it away. It might not be you. And your month's research may be total shit on the day.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
It's so, when you can plan anything, but the morning that you had, the temperature it is, the way people are treating you, what does the room smell like?
Everything, right?
Yeah, how people, like, some days you're not vibing with other humans as well as other days, and like that's all in the scene now.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the way you better play it.
Right.
You can't just go, oh, well, that was uncomfortable. I'm gonna still do my happy Mary. It's like, no, you're not.
Right.
You got to bring the day that you're doing.
So you do think that. You think that, like, you can't ignore all of the stuff that's going on.
No, and they're gifts.
Yeah.
They're gifts. Like, instead of saying they're knocking me off my pins, it's like, that's exciting. They're bringing me into new territory, and I'm just reacting to it now.
Yes.
And that's really good.
That's
great to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's scary.
Yeah, of course.
And they're going like, I don't want to fail. I really don't want to fail at this. It's so humiliating to fail at this. Yeah.
So you still love this business?
And I'm still hungry, and I'm not bitter. I can get angry about people mistreating actors.
Yeah.
But no, I'm open and in love with it and fascinated. And sometimes I get my ass kicked, and I feel like it's really hard. But I can't think of anything else I would want to do. And I can't believe I got to do it, It's not on the diluted level of my childhood self. I mean, in some ways I'd like, when I think about my career, it may not have been a big star power thing, but the variety of characters I've gotten to do is like fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And it makes it worth all the, like, I turned down stuff I had no right to turn down, like procedural TV shows and things like that I could have bought in houses off of, but I just didn't fucking like. That's not why I got into it. Yeah. I would do it now because it would be a nice sayonara before you retire,
Yeah.
But for me, it was like, I can't sign up for that thing for 7 years. That's not what I'm in for.
Yeah.
I want to do 20 independent movies instead.
Yeah.
Or 30 independent movies.
That's amazing.
I mean, before I even had an agent or a manager, I had already got myself in 80 movies just by writing directors.
You would write them?
I would send them a love letter. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I should do it now. On a higher level, I should do it. Yeah.
And what, would you send your picture?
No, nothing about me. Here's where I think actors fuck up about that. You don't write people like that and go like, oh, by the way, I'm appearing 9 p.m. on this channel. Check it out. Like, nothing about you. I love your work. Here's why, very specifically, I love it. Love to work with you. Out.
Right.
Nothing about you.
Then it makes them look you up. It makes them say, oh, wow.
And it also has to be sincere. You can't pull that shit with people you just want to work with. They have to really, they've pinged your soul, and you tell them why, and people can smell that.
Yes.
Wow. It's got to be sincere.
Wow. That's interesting.
But it's nothing about the actor. Like, keep yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Until the last line, love to work with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you should do it now. Why don't you keep doing it?
I should. Well, I fucking like, I've asked people for fancy emails, like managers and stuff like that. And they're like, I don't know, that's a really hard thing. And I'm like, God damn it. I can do no alone at home. You know,
Exactly.
I don't need anybody for that.
Yeah.
So that made me mad. You have to I think you have to be creative and ask other filmmakers, ask other friends that have worked with it. It's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But now that I don't drink, I think people are okay. Like giving me people's emails, because they were right to question me for a while. Yeah.
Now you're in a different
Because those are my emails were probably like, remember last Thursday? Well, fuck yeah.
But now it's all love.
It is all love now. I'm trying to lean into just love and gratitude, and I want it from my friends too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Robert Longstreet, thank you so
You're
much.
so welcome, Peter. This is amazing.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe at backtooonepodcast.substack.com, where you can listen to back episodes, engage with other listeners, and support the show.